Welcome to Custom Home Builder Solutions, also known as CHS, a job costing, full accounting, and profit management software for the professional home builder. This video is going to be a continuation in a series of videos about variance POs, but this one we previously talked about just creating a variance PO from scratch or creating a variance PO from an actual cost overage that we had posted and how we could do that. In this case, we're going to create a variance PO, but we're also going to back charge somebody for this variance so that we end up where our estimated cost of completion is not actually over budget. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go, what has happened is that one of the sinks that we ordered for bathroom 1 on our demo job got completely damaged by the plumber, and so we need to order some more sinks from, let's see who we did order those from. Let's first of all just go to 36, and then the plumbing fixtures is what we know. And let's go see who we issued that PO to. I think it was Ferguson, and I mean United Plumbing Services is who we did our original PO for fixtures to. So what we're going to do is add a new PO from scratch, and we're going to use our demo job, and we're going to still reorder that fixture from United Plumbing, and except we want it to be part of our allowance, not the default that dropped in. So it's the plumbing fixtures allowance, and in this we're going to put as the title, replace sink in bathroom 1. We'll just do that. Maybe we can get damaged sink. Let's start over here. You are limited in space because of where it's going to print. How about that? We'll just do that. And let's just wait a minute and see if we can go ahead and create a purchase order for a 0 amount. Let's guess an amount right here, and then we'll look it up here. And I'm going to show you how to look it up. We'll go to items. Items would have been built for the other PO, but we have some here that we can get, and we know that we can go get other items, and that we have already on Vista View. We can find the item that we're looking for cost code 3680, and let's see if we can get some items. And it was, I said bathroom 1, we're going to replace the sink, so let's select that item, and it'll be that 385. That's how we can see it there. And we now have it in our list of items. This don't want this assembly from PO anymore. That was just created for our 145, which is the, let's uncheck it as being the PO amount. And let's delete that line. That's what CHS automatically created from the fact that I didn't know the price I was doing. So let's go ahead and attach this one to the PO, and let's click to update our PO amount to that. So that's the item that's attached. And it'll give them the description, etc. when we send out the PO. And you can see that we have, if we printed this PO, you'll see that we have the one item, and that'll be clear to United Plumbing what we're ordering, the description of this sink that we're now ordering to replace. But what we're going to do is go ahead and call this a variance PO, and we're going to call it, the reason is damaged by trade, and Miller damaged the sink in bath 1, so we are replacing it and back charging Miller. So that's what I wanted to get to, is that you see this section here for Backcharge who. I'm going to look for Miller Plumbing, Well, let's play like it was another plumber. See if I have another. I thought it was called Miller Plumbing. But let's back charge somebody else that was in there doing something. Just for, I think Miller was also United Plumbing, and so they would have just replaced it on their own. But let's play like whoever this is was in there and did the damage. We're just making it up. And you're supposed to enter a positive number for the back charge, and we're going to back charge him $416.76. Let's say that Acosta came in and did something, the framer came in and did something and his crew damaged it. Let's change it to that. So anyway, it's a back charge who and how much, and I'm going to save this. And what I'm going to show you now is that if the person entering the bill posts the bill and applies the purchase order, you could go ahead and look up that bill for approved bills that the project manager did, but we're not going to make this video that long to show how the project manager could approve that bill to pay, and then the person opening bills can just create a bill from that PO there, but that's a whole nother video that we'll be coming to. So I'm just going to go ahead and select United Plumbing. We have a bill in, and I'm going to create a job-related bill. It said there that we have an open PO, which is either this PO or the original PO that we gave them. We don't care about these alerts in this particular video, but I'm going to drop down in the PO field, and I'm going to find that purchase order for Vista View that is for this 416. That's the amount of my bill, so I can see that's the one I want. But what I want to show you happens is it detected from the purchase order that it was marked to do a back charge. So it has changed this, is there a back charge, to yes. When you originally open this window, it'll say no. And if you select yes, then it will open this field, but it did it for us and filled in the amount that we're going to back charge Acosta Framing for how they damaged our sink. So the same amount that we're paying is also going to get back charged to Acosta. I'm going to go ahead and submit this, and we probably won't get any overage alerts. We might. Let me think here a minute. If it's going to detect the back charge, it may or may not. Yeah, it knew that we're going to do a back charge, so it didn't tell me that we're going to be over budget. So I'm going to post this as unpaid to pay later. And I could go ahead and on the bill itself, this one, I could write a little note, because all this is going to show is the one we did to United Plumbing. And I'm going to say Acosta Framing has been back charged for this, just because I want to send a message to the person approving the bills. So here we go, and you can see there's a little pen icon, and I've written a note. So now we go over here. You can see that the person approving bills to pay that have been posted. Let's just go ahead and get all the unpaid bills for this job. And that was United Plumbing. Let's go down here to where we see United Plumbing, and we can see that there's a note. So we could go ahead and see the note here, and it says Acosta Framing has been back charged for this. So we might go ahead and approve it. We know that they've been back charged, but the thing we can look at is up here. Under Acosta Framing, we can see that back charge. So we're going to go ahead and approve that to be taken off these other two items that we did approve earlier. I stopped the previous video because my dog began barking, but I think I was just finishing up saying that you can see up here that the back charge has been put here, and so the project manager would probably check mark that to approve, and they had read the notes down here about how that back charge happened. Thank you for watching, and hopefully that will help you with how you do a variance PO and include a back charge. It doesn't necessarily have to be a variance PO, which could cause a little confusion because you did back charge somebody, so it didn't really cause an overage. But that's your choice, and hopefully this will give you some information about how you do that And you put a back charge on a PO so that it automatically drops into the bill and ends up back charging pretty quickly for you. So one additional thing I'd like to say about creating a variance PO and then doing a back charge behind it is the effect that it might have on the estimated cost at completion, and something that you can do, like issue a variance PO for that back charge itself. CHS can't automatically do that because of the way it's designed to drop in the back charge connected with the record and then create it. But I'll show you what you can do to get your information about that plumbing fixtures that we were doing in this video. If we go down here to the estimated cost of completion worksheet for this job, and then we end up taking a look at the plumbing fixtures, I want to show you an effect that this had that's really a little bit of a false effect, and a couple of ways that you could take care of that. It's based on the way variance POs are handled. Here's this plumbing fixture, and notice here's the variance PO that we issued, and it's showing our actual cost as 0 because we actually put a cost in and then a cost out for this. So as far as how this calculation does across the line here, it's finding these POs for this much, and it's showing an over budget, which it's really not going to be because we did the back charge. You can either do one of two things. Let's take a look at this exact budget amount, which is 1315.13, is that you can put right here in a builder revision that will overwrite the POs for figuring out the ECC. You can put that there, it automatically saves. You could also type some information or budget notes about it. I'm going to try to keep this video a little bit short. And you can see that now this controls. The builder revision is saying, I know the cost is only going to be this amount, and so you're not having an over budget. Let's change that back to 0 and show you one other thing that you could do. It's your choice, is that you could go ahead and issue a variance PO for that minus amount. So let's take care of this, get it back to showing that it is over because it thinks it has all these POs you're going to pay. Hold on, and we will go back home and we will go to purchase orders on our menu, and we're going to go ahead and just look for that cost code for plumbing fixtures allowance, and we're going to do the POs and cost management based on the above criteria. What you can see here, because it shows POs, all the POs, we searched for 3680, so we didn't narrow it down to this job, but let's just pay attention to this job. Here's the variance PO that we did, and we did attach a cost to it, so it's showing a variance of 0. This particular PO has not been paid yet, but here's just a cost without a PO, with a PO number of none. But we have a hyperlink here where we could create a negative variance PO, which could be interesting to do it this way, because if you do reports of variance POs, you can see what happened with the one variance PO. Notice that we have a negative amount, and then it's called a variance, and we can go ahead and include it in the damage by trade, which is where we did the original one, and we could just wipe this note out. It's just one that CHS uses. Usually you're doing a variance for an overage, but we could just say back charged for damage done by Acosta and new sink, and sink then replaced at United Plumbing, or whatever it is you like to do about this. So let's go ahead and save this PO. You don't have to issue this negative one, but you can issue a negative PO if you like. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and then I'm going to refresh this. Now notice you have these on two different lines. This is the cost amount because the cost amount doesn't know yet that it's attached really to this. So we can drill down on the cost, and this is going to open a window that shows all costs for the cost code in the same vendor. and a PO number of none. So after we go attach it, there won't be anything left in this list when we come back to it. Let's go ahead and select a PO, and let's select this minus one and say OK. It's already saved. When we come back here, when it's refreshing and it finds no records, you may have to close that wait message. So now let's refresh our POs and cost management window, and you can see that these are lined up and this has been given a variance PO number. So let's go back and see what our effect is on our ECC worksheet for that. Let it do all of its major calculations that it's doing for everything, and let's get down to that plumbing fixtures allowance. Now you can see it's not showing over. It's also showing a total of variance POs as 0. If you drill down on the total POs, you will see there was an in and out one here for a variance PO, 2 variance. So it's actually showing a 0, so it's not having that impact on your ECC anymore. And then if you run, like in a previous video, a report of all the variance POs, you'll see both of those variance POs, but you'll see one and then you'll see that you backcharge somebody else. To do this backcharging, it doesn't have to be that your original PO is a variance PO, but you might want to so that you have a list of variance POs that show what you did with them and what happened. And thank you for watching.